assume they're going to run this all again. Focus. That's all right. Yes.
Just by pure force of will.
That's right, bud.
If you decide to seize.
He smells like
He knows the trick. That's what the Toastmasters.
Good evening and welcome to the 1992 North Farmington Raider Football Banquet. Thank you for coming here to celebrate, remember the 92 season. You may join me in prayer. Lord, thank you for the gift you have given us, Raider football. All the lessons of life and lifetime memories will be remembered forever. Through this team, we, the coaches, cheerleaders, friends, players, and parents, are brought here tonight to remember, to laugh, and to say goodbye. Please find it in your heart to keep our Raider family strong forever. Amen.
Wait, I wonder what the hell it felt like. Hey, we got to go eat. Alright, I'm on the camera.
How'd they get picked?
I don't know, so are we.
They didn't get picked. They're lying. Hey, bye, table.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will.
No, you don't have to hold it in.
Yes, you can't
Gloria? Okay, sure. Hi there.
Hi there, Quiffy
Yeah, we're
Roo.
just testing. This is a test pattern.
Testing 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
it's not like a real picture.
Get your own coffee. You have where'd you get that? Yeah, she got coffee. Where's that?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Quisling. I'm not a graduate. It's a final Raider season. I set out to capture on film the total football experience. At Kathy Anderson's request, and at the risk of being overly sentimental, I would like to share that experience with you tonight. If you can't see the screen, feel free to move around. This will only take a few minutes. Maybe we can take some of the balloons off the front table. This is a graphic illustration of what a summer dedicated to weight training can do. When Mark Corwitz there took off his hat, it inspired most of the team to shave their heads. Slide. Makes them look more like the dads. Next slide. Next we see Coach O'Leary as he welcomes the team to those two-a-day drills. But as you know, football is a mental as well as a physical game. And while we parents see our boys as bright young student athletes, the coaches sometimes see it differently. Slide. Slide. As always, Coach Temby has the answer. That increasingly popular teaching aid, the brain transplant. Those preseason practices are hard on moms, too. Slide. Here we see Susan Allison greeting her son Scott, returning home from a tough day at the practice field. But soon enough, it's time for the real thing, a varsity football game. Slide. Miss Clark pulls herself away from an important meeting with the school board. Slide. To lead the pre-game festivities. Butterflies, adrenaline, kickoff, and things start happening fast. Slide. Proud fathers scan the field looking for that special number, while mom sits back, slide, and enjoys the game in a relaxed mode. Hi, Mom. It's close, and tension builds. Slide. 1 minute you're a hero, the next minute you're a bum. Slide. Coaches O'Leary and Horowitz strategize over a crucial third down call. Slide. Reason prevails and they give the ball a tie. Then suddenly, and all too quickly it seems, the game is over. Slide. And the happy fans wend their way toward home. Slide. However, thanks to the miracle of local access cable TV, slide, we're able to see a scientific analysis of all the Farmington area games by coaches O'Leary, Harrington, and the always effervescent, irrepressibly enthusiastic Bernie Call. But there's more to football than just the game itself. Every player knows what it means to be a much sought-after football player. Unfortunately, the girls sometimes take a different view. But persistence pays off, and she agrees to be your homecoming date. You pick her up and get to meet her dad. Hi, Dad. And whisk her off to the big homecoming dance. This is sort of the parents' eye view of the big homecoming dance. You stay out late, but by Monday morning, you're fully recovered and ready for class. But even more than all this, the football experience means friendships that transcend the game itself. Slide. I don't recognize these guys out of uniform. Can anybody help me out? Hey. Poisson and Weissler? Friendships that survived the moped era. No meetings there, right? You guys were cool. Transcend and survive the moped era and lead to lifelong bonds. Slide it. I guess these pictures prove that the total football experience is a lot of things, and mostly it's a lot of fun. Thank you very much, and I'll turn it back to Coach.
Alongside these players, I've had the opportunity to see them build a family made of pride, dedication, discipline, and determination. It's this Raider family that has given me so many experiences to learn from and so many great memories to keep.
As a to the new cheerleading coach, Jackie Sturps. She's brought the cheerleading program back up to and beyond what it's been in the past. Thank you, Jackie. I also want to say good luck to the coaches, players, cheerleaders, and fans for the future years at North. I hope your years to come will be as good as ours were. To all the senior Raiders, good luck as we go.
As I stand here tonight, I realize that I have been a part of cheerleading and football programs for the past 14 years. From Vikings football to the varsity squad at North Farmington High School, I've realized that cheerleading has become more than a sport, more than learning new routines, and more than screaming the loudest when the score is tied up to the last few seconds of the game. Cheerleading has become an important part of Raider pride that exists within the entire football family. Raider pride is not something you can define, you can't find it in the dictionary, and no, you cannot explain it to someone from another school. Raider pride in cheerleading incorporate feelings that come from the heart and feelings that come from 4 years of intense spirit and dedication. Once you've committed yourself to that Raider pride, it grabs a hold of you as something that you will never forget as time goes on, and the room of autumn turns to harsh, frozen air of winter. But the ending of our years at North Farmington will never be lost as the time marches on, but rather embedded in our hearts is the happiest and warmest moments at North Farmington. I realized that Raider pride was a personal part of me and my life when I found myself crying tears of joy after beating John Glenn in our '91 season, and crying tears of sadness when I heard the NF announcer calling our names at our final senior home game. To you football players who have given so much in an everlasting effort to make North Farmington proud, I thank you for your courage, your commitment, and most of all, for the most treasured friendships which I shall never forget. We have a personal bond that goes way beyond my laughs of being your football groupie. To you cheerleaders, those of you who will remain, I encourage you to cherish every moment you have remaining. For when it's your turn to say goodbye, you'll know what I'm talking about tonight. To my fellow senior cheerleaders, what can I say? The bonding has been strong, the friendship deep. We built character, humility, and a strong sense of commitment to our Raider football players. To you football parents and cheerleading parents, you've been ever loyal, ever faithful, and always by our sides. We hope we have made you proud as Raider football has matured us into young adults and taught us to always believe in ourselves. I've gotten to know many of you personally, and I say goodbye and tell you thank you for making us strong, young people able to stand on our own and feel confident knowing we can achieve things that we dream for and work hard for. As our senior year draws to an end and it's actually time to bid farewell to one another, in our hearts we will know that Raider pride will keep us bonded forever and our hearts will unite as one. I would like to conclude by sincerely thanking our coach, Jackie Sturts, who has taught us to be the very best we can be. I would also like to thank the parents, the football coaching staff, the announcers, and all those who worked so hard to make this program a success. Finally, always remember our great times. Thanks.
Lauren Nichols and Amy Croft.
One of our senior managers, we're going to miss her. She's been around for 3 years. She's a great young lady. She does a terrific job. She's the one that put the printing on all of these certificates that you're getting tonight, the calligraphy, Danielle Schiff. This first gentleman, I think the coaching staff has a tremendous amount of admiration for him. In his freshman year, he got injured, hurt a knee, didn't get to play very much. His sophomore year, he made the whole season. Last year, he injured his knee early in the season, and we lost him in the scrimmage, and he never came back to play. He worked all season rehab, working in the weight room. He was our starting guard this year. He did a tremendous job from the left side and pulling on traps to the right side. Coach Kenby is very thankful that he made it through the whole season because he did a great job for us. Scott Allison. Young man who probably got all the accolades from North Farmington High School, but the thing that you love most about him is not only that he played well, was how he handled things. Good man all the time, and yet I think in the last game everybody saw what we knew all along. He showed Billy Ray Porter what football is all about. Todd Anderson. This young man didn't get a lot of chance to play. He was a pine rider, and then because of injuries, he got a chance to get in there on the kickoff team. The kickoff return team did a tremendous job for us as backup. Been with us for 3 years, and you got to have a lot of admiration for people that don't get a chance to play a great deal, and they're out there getting whacked down every day. And the Pine Riders and I have a great appreciation for each other. This young man was one of our best, Jeff Bahari. One year, what a difference. Last year, I remember after the first or second day of practice, he and a buddy decided on defense playing the Raider, Rob Chuba. They did a great job for us. Again, you have to have an appreciation for little guys that are tough, and Mike is definitely one of those people. Played swing back, defensive back, played on those kick teams, was a special person. Early in the year, you may remember him sitting on a lawn chair. Rusty and taking it easy. Hernia. Later in the year, number 77 was out there playing and starting left tackle. Did an outstanding job for us. We're really glad he did come back and play for us, Pat Dolan. Tackle. Unfortunately, a shoulder injury cut short his season, but he did a great job for us. Pat Ross. But if I had a hand grenade catching team, he wouldn't be on it. If there was one place that the players would vote that they wanted to go between doubles, or they wanted to go after practice, or they wanted to go any other time, pool, food, everything else, it went to Brad's. Brad Hosking is a great young man. Doesn't have great speed, doesn't have great agility, but he has a lot of heart. And every day he'd come out there and I'd kick him back off to the Pine Rider group and he'd sneak in behind me and get back in there again when I wasn't looking. And that's what you look for in a young man, Brad Hosking. Son, I love him dearly, Mark Horwitz. Every year there's always a real pleasant surprise. We were fortunate to have a couple of them, but this may have been the biggest one. Again, this may be the second biggest surprise because at the beginning of the year we thought we were all set for kickers and we had an injury. This young man came out and proved that number one, he was the best extra point kicker, and then he came out loved by everybody in the team, especially by the coaches, Ryan Meredith. Again, one of the individuals who went through a lot to get to where he's at right now. Got a chance to play some last year because of an injury. Was elected one of our co-captains. Had some real difficult times to go through to get to this season. But I think once he got on the field, he dedicated this season to his brother, to his family. Did a great job for us, Ryan Moore. I have to tell you a little story that happened a few years back when I was talking at the parent-teacher conference, and I was telling people, and I've never had this happen before, that I went to school in Madison, Wisconsin, in a Catholic school called Madison Edgewood. And I told a story about the first day I went to class in homeroom, and the teacher said, "Are you Jim O'Leary?" And I said, "Yes, I am." She said, "Are you Mike O'Leary's brother?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And she smacked me on the wrist with a ruler, said, "Don't ever be like him." And I told that story one day, and somebody said, great surprises and a great outstanding performance, 2-year-old league player, great young man, Matt Quisling. You don't always have to be a star to be admired, and I think this is the case with this young man.
Everybody might not understand everything, but this is basically personal gym with lots of players. My name is Mike. Oh yeah.